Big weekend, obviously, for our program to go and play two. I guess one of them's Power 4 right now, one of them is former Power 4, but to go in and into their home environment and come out with 2 wins is pretty incredible for our group, and just incredibly proud of them. I think our start, we knew we were scoring goals, but we were giving up goals, and to have 2 clean sheets up there was also pretty impressive. And then we got to have 2 days in between, watch the Lobo football team play Michigan on a big screen, and that was cool. The girls were going nuts when we scored goals, or scored some touchdowns, and we're really excited to see them out here this weekend. But yeah, big weekend for the program, and another big one coming up. New Mexico State's been very good the past few years, and we're excited to have them on our home field on Sunday.
Now that a few days have kind of passed, I know you played a game after it happened, but I mean, how do you kind of reflect on that 100th win?
Yeah, one, I feel old, but two, I mean, I think I'm really grateful that I've been able to be here as long as I have, because I think that's a rarity that you get to be in one program for so long. It just doesn't happen very often. And in addition to that, to be able to do it, I mean, Paul and Carly are both on their 91st win, which is crazy. So to have that staff with us, the people that have been in and out of other parts of our staff, it just it gives you a minute to reflect and just really be grateful for the opportunity that's been given to us.
I know NMSU doesn't have the best record coming into this weekend, but I mean, just given the rivalry and what it is, and just how that game went last year, I mean, how do you kind of look at how they're coming into this game? Like, you can't just look at it and be like, oh, this is just going to be like you can't just chalk the win up for yourself. You know what I mean? No,
New Mexico State is very, very good, and if you look at their record right now, I think part of it is reflective of the teams they've played. I mean, I think they've played almost all Power 4 up until this point, and so I don't think their record is a reflection of their ability. They're very well coached, and there's a rivalry there. There's a lot of players on that team that don't like us, and a lot of players on their team that, there's a good heated battle that will be coming up. So we don't overlook them at all. In fact, they probably come into the game favored over us the past couple of years. So we're excited to have them on our home field, but we know it's going to be a battle.
I'm curious on the New Mexico State front. Do you have any? I mean, you were UNM. You've been here for 100 wins. Like, do you have? What's your feeling about New Mexico State and the rivalry?
Yeah, I'm not. There's been some people that have this like big hatred. I don't. I want New Mexico to do well. I want New Mexico players to do well. I want our state to do well. So every other game, the entire year that we're not playing them, I watch their games. I cheer for them. I have a lot of respect for their coach and a lot of players that have gone down there. But when we play them, there's a lot of pride on the line. I want to be the best team in the state. And the past few years, he's really elevated that program. So it's a big rivalry, but any other game, I'm a fan of theirs. I want them to do well.
What do they do well?
They keep the ball well. They're tactically very adept. Like they will, if there's pieces of the game that aren't going well for them, he'll fix it quickly. He doesn't wait until halftime. So they're tactically fluid in the way that they play, which makes it difficult to scout them. But they are just, they're bought into the program. They love being Aggies, and they always bring just kind of a heated rivalry to the game. So.
And how many of the players on each team were recruited by both? I would imagine there's a good number.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point we probably have more New Mexicans on our roster. 8 and 4. Okay, there you go, 8 and 4. Allison keeps me in check. And I would guess all those players at some point played together or against each other. I mean, New Mexico is such a small soccer community, so they'll be happy to see each other, and they'll be happier after the game, so to say hi then. But when the whistle blows, they'll get after it.
And if I'm not mistaken, now that you're at 101, win number 1 was New Mexico State. Is that correct? Do you remember that?
I actually don't, if I'm being honest. That was such a whirlwind of a year. I do remember the very first game here when we got hired. The very first game, like the schedule was already set, and the very first game was against my alma mater, Florida State, here, that I didn't schedule. And that was odd. Like, I recently graduated, and you're playing against your alma mater, and I found myself in the game watching Florida State play instead of watching my team, so it took a minute to adjust. But, yeah, I don't remember the New Mexico State clearly. I don't.
All right, and the last one for me is just he kind of asked you to reflect on the 100 wins. If you don't remember that first game, it's hard to put yourself back in that exact spot. But did you ever think 100 games would be at UNM? Would 100 wins would be where you were? Or did you kind of get into coaching thinking you might be a little more mobile, because it is what coaching is, right? I mean, it's kind of a transient job, and yet you've been here for a decade now.
Yeah, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that the ADs that I've had here have invested in our program, and we've had a couple years that weren't brilliant, and they've seen our culture and what we build and given us a chance to work through that, which doesn't always happen either. So I'm grateful for that. But no, I didn't anticipate being given this opportunity for 10 years. No, I didn't think that that would happen. But every single year, like it's never lost on me how great it is to represent this state and represent this university. And I think this whole time, and I speak for our whole staff, but we've made decisions on like our happiness, not just on the next best job or the next best university. We want to be in a place that we love being, and that's been here. So I know I speak for all of us when we say we're really grateful that we get to do it.
Heather, congratulations on 100 and 101.
Thanks, Jeff.
When you look back, I was thinking on road trips, and maybe there were some conference trips that were more successful, but to go up there and get 2 wins in those 2 places, have you had a more successful road trip in your career here than what you just experienced?
I'm not sure we have. Yeah, I'm not sure we have. I think if you would have told me that we were going to go up there and go 1-0 or like 1-1, I probably would have been really pleased with that. But the energy and the grind and the discipline that our team showed on that Thursday night game, I'm not sure I've seen that from our program in a long time. And then we couldn't really sub a lot in that game. It was just so heated. And so the players had very high minutes and a very high load. And then to turn around on the road on Sunday and play a team that, is equally as athletic, I was just blown away by our group this weekend. It was... at every single level, they just found a way to win. So I know they're very pleased with it, but we certainly are too. I don't remember the last time our program had 2 road wins in one weekend, much less over 2 really, really good opponents.